everybody, this is Trish with Scrapbooking with Trish, and today I'm going to show you something that is so easy that you can do uh, as a paper scrapbooker, digital scrapbooker, hybrid scrapbooker, whatever. Um, so this is in real time. This is me talking as this is recording, and this is why you're getting a lovely look at my crowded iPad home screen. Um, so what I'm showing you today is how you're going to be using the new Clip It to Me uh, re-releases from Traci Reed to, you know, create something on your iPad with them. You don't have to create a scrapbook page, but like this, you can you can do this to your photo and print it and have, a messy looking photo or paper or whatever to add to your scrapbook. Um, so yeah, let's get going here. I have a little bit of a stuffy nose, so just gonna throw that out there now. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna use Procreate. We are not gonna use Adobe, which is what I normally use for like a million things. But Procreate is a one-time payment thing, and it's it's a low payment. It's like I think $10, and you'll be able to not have to pay a monthly subscription like you would with Adobe, and you can you can do this and this, and this is my Procreate gallery. It is a full mess. Um, you can see that my kids have been using it more than me lately. Some of it is definitely me, and a lot of it is my kids because I've been doing a focus on paper drawings. As we get further down, you'll see more of me and less of my kids stuff. But yes. But one thing that you can do with Procreate is you can also do some pretty simple scrapbooking stuff with it. So we have Procreate, we have it downloaded, we have it opened, we're on our gallery. It goes straight to your gallery when you open it. And you have to have already downloaded and unzipped the Clip It to Me things. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to import, and then we're not gonna go to recently used because that doesn't tell you how to get to it. Um, I have the files downloaded to my desktop. So I'm going to go to my iCloud drive, and then I go to desktop, and then I'm going to scroll and scroll and scroll because my desktop is a whole entire mess. Go to kits, Traci, and then I'm going to find Clip It to Me. And the one that I'm going to start with and show you is uh, a simple one that you can use with like photos. And that is not the volume I wanted. Uh, and I'm going to show you how to get your photo into the effect of the Clip It To Me mask, and then show you how you would print it. So I clicked it, it downloaded it, it imported it, and this is what we have in our workspace. Um, a really quick overall thing in case you don't know how to use Procreate. This is your brushes. We, for the most part, don't need to use those today. This is your smudge tool, which also we don't have to use today, and your eraser. You click on it one time to use any of these things, and then once it's already selected, you click on it again, and that's how you pull up the menu for it. The main thing we're going to focus on is our layers, which is this two squares. Um, you can see that this has a background color, and we can turn it on and off. I like to work with it off, but it doesn't matter. This is our texture layer. And once it's already selected, if you click on the little box that has the image of it, you'll see options like rename, select, copy, fill layer, clear layer, alpha lock, mask, invert, reference. We are going to be using some of these, and I will explain them as we get to them. And then when you need to add a new layer, you just click the plus sign. But I don't need it. Oh, and if you want to delete something with the layer selected, you swipe it over to the left, and then you have lock, duplicate, and delete. Now, we have our mask. We need our photo. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the little wrench looking dude. I think it's a wrench. Not 100% sure. We're going to be honest. And we're going to click insert a photo. And this takes you to your photos. And if you have your iPhone and your iPad and your whatever, like any of your Apple devices, if you have them all connected, they should all show here. Um, so now we're going to pull up a photo. I could show you with the photo I used, but that would be entirely too simple. Let's go with, like, I'm trying to remember which photos are the correct. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. Let's look. This one, importing. Oh, you see that? Isn't the correct one. But that's okay because we can just simply uh, rotate it and then move it to where we want it and clicking on one of the blue dots, pull it, fill up the frame, and then we just click the arrow again. Now we can rotate it. If you're wondering how I did that, I used two fingers pushed onto the screen and just rotated it like that. I'll try to, hold on, let me make this a little simpler for us by also doing a video and showing you that I can put in here. This is real time of me switching over. So to rotate your image, you're going to have two fingers on your screen and you just turn it like this. Super simple. And since I have you here, I'm going to go ahead and show you. If you do two fingers and you tap, that's undo. If you do three fingers and you tap, that's redo. Important to remember, use them all the time. Okay, getting back to this. So we have our photo and it's here on top of our layer. What do we do now? How do we make this work with our photo? So what we will do is we're going to click on the little photo square and then we're going to select clipping mask. And as you can see, it's the shape of the crumpled mask that we are using, the textured mask. But what it is not is showing any of the wonderful crumbly texture. Like it just looks like it has wonky sides. To get the texture to show through, it's simple. Sometimes, I mean, yeah, it's simple. We're just going to simply, oh, hold on, I didn't even show you how to do that. On your layers, you see this little N right here. We're going to click N, and this gives us our opacity for the layer, and it gives us our blending modes. Blending modes are how one layer interacts with another layer. And if you're a scrapbooker, like a digital scrapbooker, probably have at least a somewhat basic idea of your blending layers because it's like what you use for like your shadows and stuff like that. It's not like this very if you're not, a digital scrapbooker and you have no reason to care about layers. It's basically just how one layer interacts with another. So like we're gonna click color burn and you see it still shows you the color from the photo, but you get some of the texture from underneath it. And you're like, Trish, that's a bit much. That's not what I want. That's not what we're using. So it's okay. We're gonna go down to overlay. And like it's grainy, it's showing you the texture of the paper underneath, and it's showing you the wrinkles from the picture underneath. And you know, it might not be quite what you're looking for in this situation. I find it easy, by the way, to move that over so I could see. Um, like each picture and mask is going to be slightly different depending on how bright the picture is, how dark the mask is. And so sometimes, you got to go through all the blending modes to find the perfect one that works together. And sometimes it requires using a few different ones. And we'll get there, I promise. Like I said, simple. We're doing real time here. That's just how simple this is. Um, like, see this? This is looking a little bit better, but it's still really dark. But I do know that I'm liking the way that this is going so far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it on multiply. Then I'm going to come to my image layer. I'm going to pull it over to the left. Then I'm going to click duplicate. And now it created the same layer again with the same blending mode. And we don't want this blending mode because this one is too dark. So up here you have your darkening ones, multiply, darken, uh, color burn, linear burn, darker color, all of these. Um, these are ones that are usually used for like shadows. Then you have normal, which is nothing. And then you have your ones that lighten and make brighter, which is lighten, screen, color dodge, add, lighter color. Oh, add kind of works, but it's a bit much. But we might come back to that. Overlay, which is 9 times out of 10, overlay or soft light are going to work fine for this. They just didn't happen to work for the current image. I'll show you another one I did where literally just used overlay and didn't do anything else. But we're going to come up here to, what else are we going to look at? Add color or add? Um, like you can see, we can still see some of the texture, yeah, but it's really bright. It's too bright for me. So we're going to mess with our opacity now, and we're going to bring it down. Remember, we still want to be able to see the texture, and we want to be able to see those nice folds and everything. But we want it to be just a little bit brighter. It's a really bright picture. Probably shouldn't have picked this one for the example, but here we are. And like that, it's good. It gives us a little grunge to it. You didn't have to actually destroy a picture. Um, you want to be a little extra, you can duplicate your texture layer by clicking it, pulling it over to the left, and duplicate. Then we're going to click on the layer, and then we're going to hold it down, and we're going to drag it up like that. And now we can play with the blending mode on that too. See if we can pop a little more life on this. Oh, there we go. See, that's good. And so is that. I mean, it's a bit much, so we're going to pull it down some on the opacity. Like, I'm really liking that. Uh, yeah. And there you go. And like you got yourself a crumply looking photo. And from here, if you want to print, like we could be done. You know, we're good. We're just going to come here and then we go to share. And then you would save it as a JPEG. And you would just title it. Um, you would not title it. I forgot you have to change the title in the gallery. So we're not going to worry about that. And then we're just going to click print. And like my printer is not hooked up, so but from there you just click print and it's going to get mad at me and say no printer selected. but you have your printer options here. This is for a photo size paper, and you would print it and then you would just trim it off, uh, trim off the white stuff. Uh, yeah, so I'm going to show you the other one I did for the sample. And this one of Bella, it, it's, I simply used overlay on this one, and it worked fine. And then since I am extra, um, I went through and you could do this. You don't have to do this. I used a texture brush, uh, one of the ones that come free with it, and I just used it was either the tar Tarkine, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, or the M word one. I don't remember. It was one of those. They're basically the same. And I just went through and added white, uh, white brush strokes along the folds of the papers and the edges to sort of give them that little bit of extra pop, so that we have this one. It looks a little flat, but it's not bad. And I mean, it looks good, but I'm extra. Um, and I wanted to really emphasize the crunchiness of it. We did that. Um, and then here with the papers, I imported one of the paper ones and um, simply followed the same steps that I did with the others. The Instead of inserting an image for the paper, I did insert a file, and of course that takes me straight to what I just used. But again, I would just go to iCloud, desktop, scrolling, kits, Traci, and then you go to wherever you have the scrapbooking collection saved, however you have it organized. I've been using the exact same organization method for my scrapbooking kits for a very long time. Probably not the most efficient one, but I don't care. And then you would just click on your paper, it imports it, and there it is. Hold on, let me do that. And like, see, if you put over the paper layer, you're like, oh, but it's taking up the whole room. Again, like we did with the photo, you just click it, clipping mask. And we did the same with uh, the crumple edge. It comes gray with the texture. I just imported the paper, clipped it to it, and then, like with the photos, I played with the blending mode for it, and it's just simply overlay. Like I said, 9 times out of 10, overlay is generally going to work well. Um, but yeah, I mean that's it. That is literally it. You have your endless possibilities now for crumplediness, and you didn't have to use Photoshop, not have to pay that money. So if you have any questions, just drop them in the comments, and I will answer them. Uh, the Clip It To Me masks are seriously some of my, oops, I just did brush across that. That's okay. Um, favorite products from Traci. I love me a good crumpled edge, and as a digital scrapbooker, it's not as simple as just crumpling up your paper, as it would for a paper scrapbooker. Uh, but yeah, I am so happy she is re-releasing these. I am happy for you. I love this journey for you. It's a great one. It's fun. Playing with blending modes is fun. Anyway, she's really re-releasing these today, so hop over to her store and get them. And like I said, got a question, drop it down below, and I'll try to help you. Bye.